Minneapolis is the bridge, come on. Minnesota ain't a state where we envy Elvis. It's 10,000 lakes full of empty shellfish. Try to cover heads like a 10-speed helmet. From the north to the south side, MPLS. Taking shots for the cats, taking shots in Red Lake to walk over empty shell clips. And I can be selfish, cause I don't give a fuck about your rims or your Benz GLS. Get caught in a chokehold, cause my lyrics appear in the spirit of 10 spree wells, yes. Where we bump Tupac from a boat so loud that the fish are accepting helmets. Like I'm playing in baseball, delaying a race, y'all, to make home plate for the safe call. And they say that I'm AWOL, they say that some crazy white boy sprayed no name on a state wall. With idea in St. Paul, with lyrics that sit in the city streets like we're speaking with paintballs. If hip-hop is a drug, then just give me enough to pump this whole street full of 8 balls. Minnesota, 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 Minnesota. Cause my Minneapolis is the bridge, come on. Minnesota, 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 Minnesota. Cause my Minneapolis is the bridge, come on. I'm the worst rapper of all. Girls still wanna shop for me like I was the first Gap in the mall. Minnesota girls have to involve how I leave them seeing more stars than the First Avenue wall. And we need the street codes, the punks, the skins, the thugs, the bloods, the crips, and the vegan emo. The pacifists, evangelists, the candy kids, GDs, concrete, and VLs. And I think you could learn from getting thrown through the windshield of the Benz you emerged from. Get me bent and the words come. You dissing me is like shooting 50 Cent with a squirt gun. I'm like a slug that had flown out and caught Tupac in the chest, took his lung and his soul out. Get the money and roll out like I rob banks, just a Max little buddy in Rosemount. To Minneapolis where I live in the district, back to a rancid city of misfits. And I don't play with your city statistics. I sip purple rain in the city where Prince lives. Minnesota, 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 Minnesota. Cause my Minneapolis is the bridge, come on. Minnesota, 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 Minnesota. Cause my Minneapolis is the bridge, come on. I spit it backwards for the dumb and dyslexic. You could say the white devil come and possessed it. I don't need a gun to put a thumb to your necklace, and I'll pull it so fast that it cuts through your neck. This ain't a gym, but I spot punks for a deadlift. Dumped in a trunk, then I run from the feds. Get jacked for a damn piece of gum or a breath mint, and I'll flip them for a fax and a bun or a breadstick. I ain't never been a hero to kids. There ain't a S on my chest, but there's beer in the fridge. And my car ain't a miracle whip. In all red, I can sell less than 0 to Crips. Cause I'm not a franchise Houston Rocket. I'm a real bad guy that abuses profits. Run with the rudest conscience, cause I dress up like a judge just to shoot the convicts. Minnesota, 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 Minnesota. Cause my Minneapolis is the bridge, come on. Minnesota, 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 Minnesota. Cause my Minneapolis is the bridge, come on.